Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at one of the new SugoFest exclusives, anniversary exclusive, ODEN and TOKI. And in today's video, we're taking them into an arena against Luffy, as well as into Revolutionary Army 2, and having a chat, giving my thoughts and opinions, do a bit of a showcase on this particular character. So, alongside Luffy, Yamato, the Super Suga that came for 9th anniversary, we received this particular wholesome family of ODEN and TOKI as well. They are a strength and quick dual unit, both Slasher and Free Spirit when in their dual form. Slasher with TOKI, Slasher with ODEN. However, ODEN is a fighter and TOKI is a Free Spirit. Very odd choice to make ODEN a fighter. But look, it is what it is. Now, as a captain, they boost Slasher characters' attack by 5.25 and boost their attack further by 1.1 when they have a TND or Wano slot, 1.2 times HP, and then heals crews 1.5 times recovery for every perfect at the end of the turn. But they also have a very unique ability that gives them 2 turns of cooldown, as well as 1 turn of switch charge every time a Slasher uses a special. And the first thing that came to mind when I read this was Coliseum Kinemon. And as you can see, I have him on this particular team. Coliseum Kinemon has double special, gives 1 turn of cooldown, and on top of that, he's now going to give Super Swap and 2 turns of special charge to ODEN and TOKI as well as your captains, which is absolutely crazy. And in today's video, I have hybrided up ODEN and TOKI with K-Dad and the Kazuna Legend TOKI, because I do believe that this unit, they just work best as a hybrid option. There's no real reason to run 2 of them as captains. You definitely can if you want to sort of speed farm content, but the reason I say that is because their special ability is a color affinity booster, and running 2 color affinity boosters is pretty detrimental to your squad. It's not going to be a huge hindrance, but it definitely can be a big hindrance compared to running an attack booster or an orb booster or something like that. So their special heals 40 times their recovery, overhealing at 2 times the HP limit. They reduce paralysis and despair by 7 turns, but applies 50% slasher resistance to all enemies, and boosts the type effects of slashers by 2.75 for 1 turn, and becomes ODEN and TOKI for only 1 turn. Again, odd choice that you get the one turn dual form, and I guess if you do run 2 of them, you can get 100% slasher resistance, which is pretty powerful. But with their ability to sort of get their special back multiple times, you can do some pretty cool stuff at the final stage with Kazuna and whatnot as well. So overall, they're a pretty good character, but the big issue I have with this particular unit is they're so segregated and fixed in on just being on a Slasher team. However, they are a very, very nice buff, mainly for K-Dad, and they definitely help out K-Dad quite a lot, as well as the Slasher class. Slashers have always been, and I've said it since way back on Whitebeard and Rogers release, Slashers have been an underlying and a quiet assassin when it comes to the damage output and the power they provide. And now with this particular character, you can do some other really, really cool things. So moving on to Revolutionary Army 2 now, we're running a mono Slasher team. On Arena Luffy, we included Shinobi just because she works so well for that content. She's not a Slasher, but as you guys saw, the things you can do with this unit alongside other units like TOKI or even Super Suga, ODEN, K-Dad, some other really powerful characters, you can do some really, really cool stuff there as well. Remember that this unit only boosts Slashers as their captain and in their special. So if you are building out teams or you're putting them on teams, you're really going to want to put them on Slasher-centric stuff. However, as I said, I think everyone forgets how powerful Slashers are and how truly good they can actually be in today's meta. This unit also has a Super Tandem ability, which allows you to get a 2.5 times attack boost to Slashers at level 5. You need 2 of the following characters on the crew, being Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, Okiku, Shuridoji, Dogstorm, Cap Viper, Kawamatsu, Denjiro, Momo, Hiyori, Goldie Roger, or Edward Newgate. And you also increase the color affinity by 0.25. So all in all, with this particular character, if you get the Super Tandem off, you get their special off, and you actually get that sort of pseudo double special that they can provide as their captain, you can get a 3 times color affinity boost, 100% slasher resistance, a 2.5 times attack boost with their Super Tandem, and on top of that, they have a very interesting switch ability as well. Their switch heals 5% of your crew's maximum HP, they give themselves a Wano Orb, and they boost slot effects by 1.5 for Slashers that can be overwritten, And then after 7 swaps, which seems like a lot, but you can get that very easily with their captain ability, they change adjacent slots to tandem. They make their own Orb Wano, heal 5% of the maximum HP, makes recovery in tandem with magic slot effects, and then boosts slasher character slot effects by 2.5 for 1 turn. So with their switch now, you can also be an Orb booster, which is exceptional. And this kind of replaces Super Sugo ODEN. Super Sugo ODEN and K-Dad was such a fierce combination, but now with this particular unit, you really want to hybrid up both K-Dad with the Toki and ODEN unit. As a captain, if you have a tandem or a Wano slot, you are going to be sitting at like a 5.77 or something like that captain, which is incredibly powerful. It's not as good as like a super class would be or a super type would be, but because you've already got the super class with K-Dad, this particular unit can fulfill that role and give a lot more. So with the 2 units, you have a 3 times attack boost, a 2.5 times orb boost, a 3 times color affinity boost, a 2.5 times tandem attack boost, and a final tap that is going to double all your damage. On top of that, you have 50% resistance, 100% if you can get that pseudo. If you bring Kinemon Dendro on the team, the old school junior unit, they can also provide 50% slasher resistance. So you're looking at another 50% and a higher orb boost with them on the team. They also provide base stats, and they will attribute to the super tandem as well. So you can always start with them if you do need to boost the super tandem. You also have characters like Ashura Doji. This unit gives themselves a Wano orb, which means your captain is always going to have a Wano slot, which gives you that crazy chain boundary that Ashura Zoro can provide with his tap timing, as well as the 1.5 chain multiplicative, which is an exceptional chain buff. And then you have stuff like the level limit break of Dogstorm, which is a chain boundary. He's also part of the super tandem, which is great. And you can also run characters like Whitebeard Roger with their amazing switch ability, like you see here. The utility of stuff like Hiyori, and the list goes on and on and on. The downside to ODEN and Toki, the big downside, is the fact that their names are ODEN and Toki. When it comes to mono slasher teams, ODEN and Toki rule the roost, and they have been very, very good staples on those particular slasher teams, namely the strength slasher team. And if we look at PvP especially, this particular character replacing 2 units, 2 core units on that particular team, is a little bit of a detriment to the character. I would have loved if this was just a standalone ODEN unit, or if even this was like a standalone Toki unit that had the family in it. I think that probably would have sufficed. I don't think it would have changed the hype around the character at all if you took ODEN out of the name. But all in all, I really do like this character on a slasher team. But the downside is, if you compare this unit to what Luffy Yamato's doing, these guys are just solely focused on slashes, where Yamato and Luffy, you can run them on strength teams, you can run them on quick teams, you can run them on dex teams, you can run them on free spirit teams, hell, you can even run them on striker teams if you really, really want to, and they're going to provide a big buff for that particular team, where this particular unit, if you slap them on a free spirit team, you're not going to be using that color affinity very, very well. And if you guys have been running this character in PKA at the high levels, you'll be seeing that when you are running them under something like Luffy and Yamato. But that's going to wrap up the video anyway, homies. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.